Hello everyone. So I was playing The Sims and the drama. I was playing with Penny Pizzazz's household for our Sims Townie series, where we just kind of play around with some of the Sims Townies and figure out what their stories are, get to know them and things like that. Well, last time we left off, Salem and Penny, they're girlfriend and boyfriend. They have a son together named Sergio, and Penny has kind of become the mother figure for his son Steven. I don't know if Steven is adopted or if like Salem actually had Steven with somebody, but there's that. But Salem was cheating with Marshall when we left off, just to remind you guys. And as you can see, Marshall is leaving Salem's apartment looking kind of happy. So it's been a while since we left off, and I'm gonna say it's been a while in The Sims too. And Salem's relationship with Marshall Baker has actually progressed. They are in a non-exclusive relationship. So they are not like girlfriend, boyfriend. They haven't labeled themselves, but they are woohoo partners. They've definitely been having quite the affair. Well, Marshall Baker decided she really wanted to see Salem's apartment and get to know him more. Her friend Shirley said, she had kind of heard where Salem's apartment is, Shirley Temple. Because Marshall Baker and Shirley Temple, they're roommates and they're best friends, and Shirley's like, yeah, I heard he lives in this apartment. So Marshall went and she's like, oh, I'll just visit Salem, and walked in to find this woman. And Penny was very angry to see this woman just waltz into her home, as you can imagine. So Penny gave a very rude introduction and they started arguing and fighting. Marshall was like, what are you doing in Salem's apartment? And Penny's like, well, I'm Salem's, I'm Salem's girl. Salem is my boyfriend. Like, what are you doing in my apartment? And Penny knows that she has been cheated on. That's right. She is fully aware now. And because Marshall was like, well, that can't be, because Salem and me have been, kind of going together. And Penny's furious. They physically fought. Penny's still a little dazed from it, because she's apparently not much of a fighter. She's more of a lover than a fighter. And then Salem arrived home, and he quickly walked in, saw the scene, and then hid himself in his son's room. Because he doesn't want Penny to yell at him. He doesn't want her to hear what she's going to say. She's very, very angry, as one would imagine. Rightfully so, Salem. And Penny's waltzing right in. She does not care. Now, the thing is, Penny was she's got a lot of traits. She prefers exclusive romantic relationships. She does not share. And she also has this buff here where she would be happy to have a child. She loves being pregnant and having children. And whether it's the right time or not, if a pregnancy happens, the sim will find joy in it. So that is one of her traits. She already had her son Sergio, so she was picturing oh, I'll have more kids with Salem one day, maybe we'll move to a bigger apartment. And she kept trying to push Salem to it's time we find a bigger apartment, it's time we expand our family, it's time for all of that, we made this place home as best we could, but we can't really grow our family here. And Salem kept insisting that he wanted to stay in the city, that this apartment was home, the kids were doing well, excuse after excuse. Well, this apartment is in the city, and Marshall lives in the city, and he can visit Marshall without having to drive as far a distance. By the way, if you guys want to know where I got this Bluey poster, I will have a video on that and a few other, like, custom content pieces that are featured in this apartment. Like, for instance, some of the pictures and decor, because I really like some of the custom content items I've gotten lately. This one is by far my favorite. If you don't recognize the characters, they're from Bluey, which I think is on, like, Disney+. So anyways, Salem insisted they stay in this apartment, and now Penny knows why. And Penny is she was already getting fed up of this apartment because, like, there's rats, there's roaches, like, it's just not where she wanted to raise her precious son, like, her firstborn child, little Sergio, and, so she is very upset with Salem, and, I now have the Woohoo Wellness mod, and it gives a bunch of different things, and, let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. I mean, this gives you, like, a bunch of options for different things. But I can't find the one I was looking at. But basically, she wants to talk to him about basically, she wants to talk to him about this affair. But she doesn't, I think, know where to start. But she does know Salem has cheated, so maybe Salem can, like, cheating and infidelity, so he's gonna confess, because he knows it's over, like, she walked in on, like, he walked in on her and Marshall fighting, like, he knows the jig is up, he's gonna confess to having cheated with Marshall, and Penny is giving him that opportunity. Like, she is too nice and too classy. She didn't bring it up because, you know, they are in their kids' room. She's even leaving the room, like, let's not talk about this in front of Sergio. He's giving her a kiss, which is a weird thing to do before you confess to cheating. No, we're not doing what's that. Leave the room and he confessed. He went back in there like he was going to ignore the issue. And then Penny followed him like, nah, we're not ignoring this. And he confesses. That is so awful. That is so awful, you guys. Oh my goodness. And I just realized I don't have sound on. I kind of want some sound on for this. We're just going to put it maybe at like 50%. I don't know, 50% sounds good. But like, she's angry. She's like unfaithful love, from learning about cheating. She declared Marshall an enemy when they fought. And she's feeling furious with somebody nearby. It's heartbreak fueled fury. Like, she is angry. And Penny's partner just confessed to having woohooed with another. What should Penny do? Give the relationship with her partner another chance. She doesn't want to break up right off the bat. They share a son together, but she doesn't know what to do. Like, she's so angry. She wants to just be done with it all. But that's not what she's gonna do. She wants to yell at him for cheating, quite frankly. She wants to refuse to forgive him. But, you know, Penny is classy. Penny is classy. She wants to know why he cheated. So she's gonna ask him, like, why would you cheat on me? Like, why, Salem? Like, there was no reason. Salem, staleness and boredom. Salem just needed something new, something excited. They seduced Salem and he failed to resist. I don't think Marshall, like, tried to seduce Salem. The woohoo doesn't satisfy Salem. Salem craved more affection and attention. Salem was intoxicated. It simply happened. Another reason, no love left between Salem and Penny. Salem cheated for revenge. Salem questioned his woohoo orientation. Salem wants to be pregnant and Penny is infertile. That's not the reason either. Salem wanted to sleep with someone else once in life. I feel like it was just... I think it was more like just... Maybe... He wasn't intoxicated. Like, it didn't just... But it did simply, like, just happen. And another reason says Salem couldn't give a single reason why he cheated. It just happened. There have been a lot of little things adding up to the point the choices aligned in his mind in such a way. I'm almost going to say staledom and boredom. It's not that he doesn't love his partner. It's just that the relationship is maybe boring. Maybe that's how he feels. Okay, so she's like... Oh, is it boring? Like, is it boring to you now? Like, there is so much Penny wants to say. She asks... She wants him to sever ties with the sim he cheated with. She really does. But she at the same time, you know, I feel like she's gonna say, maybe we need to, if I'm boring to you, maybe we need a temporary separation, you know, because they could separate permanently or separate permanently amicable. If they did, it would be permanently angry. I think she's gonna demand maybe a temporary separation, like, maybe Salem, we just need to cool things off. So what does it say? He cheated on Penny. It says she's furious about the cheating. It still says they're lovebirds. It still says that's her boyfriend. It still says they're social bunny friends. So, like, did that not do anything? Pardon me, this is my first time. Okay, go tell him we need to temporarily be done with this. So they're separated at the moment. They're not, like, broken up or divorced yet. They're not making a drastic decision. But she is going to ask him to, like, this is originally Salem's apartment. Penny gave up her apartment for Salem. But I would think Penny's smart. She would have put her name on the lease. So she is going to, she's going to go ask him to stay somewhere else. Like, I think, you know, maybe you need to find somewhere else to stay because you're the one who cheated. Like, I don't want you here, Salem, is what she's gonna say. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, where am I supposed to stay? But he's gonna do it. He thinks maybe he can go stay with Marshall. Oh, you can actually, like, stay in a vacation place or like a rental. I honestly, I honestly think maybe he'll get, like, maybe he should, I'm not really sure where I think he should stay. Like, none of these... Oh, there is a rental right here. Okay, so maybe he'll go stay in, like, the rental that's in, Copperdale. I feel like that might be good for Salem. He's like, yeah, I'll go rent a place for a little bit. Granted, it's a little far away from his family. He can't, he's like, he doesn't even know if he can afford that. So he's like, you know what, maybe Tartosa has a place for him that's, like, cheaper. That's not cheaper. Okay, so let's go to Henford-on-Bagley. He's, like, searching the cheapest place he can stay at. This one is $6.89. Does he really want to stay in Henford-on-Bagley? That's not really Salem's, like, scene. He could stay in Mount Kumarebi, which is $659. It does have, like, a karaoke place, but it's very cold, and I feel like that's also not really Salem's, like, scene. I'm tempted to have him, like, be in Granite Falls, because I know there are some, like, cheap places in Granite Falls. I'm very, very tempted, because I feel like those are, like, the most reasonable options. Like, he's not gonna go rent a super expensive place. He doesn't want this to be, like, a super long separation. Maybe he'll go, like, here, and maybe he'll go stay there for, like, we'll give it 5 days. He'd be like, okay, I'll go away for a week. You know, whatever you want, Penny. Like, I'm not gonna argue with you. He knows he's in the wrong. He knows he's in the doghouse. And he doesn't want to lose his family. So he's now in this lovely rental cabin. At the moment, he's kind of just upset, like, that this is where things are right now. That he is staying in the middle of the woods, in a rental cabin because he cheated. He feels like he's off the hook, though, because he's technically been given a second chance. Like, they aren't, like, completely broken up. They are taking a relationship pause. So he's kind of a little dazed about that. He feels embarrassed that he cheated to begin with and aggravated. But you know, it is what it is. And of course, technically Salem isn't Penny's kid, but I feel like Penny wouldn't take it out on Steven. Like, she would let Steven stay, and Salem clearly didn't even think to bring Steven with him. He just immediately went to where he's staying. And he's just gonna bunker down. He's like, he doesn't even know what to do. He wants to, like, read a book to Sergio. He wants to be with his family, but the relationship with Penny is very, very low right now. So I'm gonna switch control to Penny. Penny is really thinking about whether this is the type of relationship she wants. She feels like she can do better. She definitely feels like she can do better. So she's gonna clean. Steven is still here. He didn't bring Steven, which is like, I think if Penny does decide to permanently separate, she's gonna be like, you sure ain't get in Sergio. Like, you didn't even think to bring your son Steven. Like, that to her seems so irresponsible. And of course, like, the house is falling to pieces and whatnot. There's, like, dirty food. She's gonna give Sergio a bath, do things as usual. Yeah, Steven is just... He was awakened by the rats. Penny hates rats. She hates this apartment. She's so mad that, like, this is where they're at. So she's gonna clean up the goods, the food on the table. So we got this little guy. I'm just gonna cheat his, like, needs up. He can be, like, angry. I'm fine with that. Like, I feel like the kids would be angry because, like, in this situation, like, it probably feels tense. Like, their dad is suddenly not there for a while. Meanwhile, the bedroom is flooded, and Penny is so angry that she is gonna have to deal with that. Like, she can't even take her bath in peace. It's not winter anymore. She's still in her, like, winter wear. I gotta update her outfits at some point. She's gonna... Maybe she can just, like, complain to the landlord. Be like, look... I need you to, like, to do something about this. I'm gonna just kind of scoot these over. I feel like, bb.move objects on. So, like, Penny is so fuming, you guys. She just, you know, she's like, aren't you gonna, like, repair this? Isn't that what, like, I asked you to do? Great. Like, she didn't even repair it. We complained to the landlord. She didn't repair it. We got Steven in here. He's kind of not understanding why his dad left and just, like, left him with Penny. No, he should not skip school. Steven is going to school. Why are you not going to school? Go to school, kid. Like, you're not staying. No, you should not skip school. Like, go to school. No, he shouldn't skip. Whatever. You can just stay home, Steven. Clearly, you're going through some stuff. Everybody's, like, going through some stuff. Yeah, whatever, Steven. Steven is apparently, he's thinking he's gonna get away with stuff because Dad's not here. And apparently he is, you know. He's just gonna clean up his dish. Penny is out the door to go to work. And Steven's just kind of home alone. Like, Mom didn't even notice is what he's thinking. Because he's gotten to, like, know Penny as, like, Mom. Like, Mom didn't even notice. He wants to be friends with Penny, too, which I like. So he's sitting down. Steven is such a little... He's gonna watch, like, scary movies. He's like, why can't I go with Dad kind of thing? Like, he doesn't quite understand, like, why can't he just go with his dad, you know? Like, yeah. So I might have Salem, Salem might let Steven, like, go and pick Steven up, which I think would probably leave Penny very worried, like, because they're not communicating. Maybe he'll text Penny and be like, hey, I'm gonna pick up Steven. He, you know, maybe that'll give you, like, a break. I mean, basically, Salem, like, completely abandoned Steven at Penny's, and, like, Penny walked out the door without even realizing Steven didn't go to school. So maybe Steven and Salem are texting, and he's gonna invite him to, like, come on out, you know, you can come join, like, you know, he's cool with that. He's cool if he comes and joins. So he is just, he might even, like, invite Marshall to come join him on vacation, and with his kid there too. So he didn't even learn his lesson from cheating, is how I feel. Like Marshall, where are you? Like, did you come join my vacation? Are you here, Marshall? Cause, like, I was kind of hoping you're here. Pillow fight with Marshall. She did. Like, she came. Oh my goodness. He's like, Marshall, you came. And he's just having fun with Marshall. Like, he didn't learn nothing. Like, no consequences. Oh my goodness. He is such a... Yeah. He's something. Salem is something. Oh, he's gonna give her a little suave kiss. He's feeling confident now that she's here. Steven is here. Steven was exploring the woods. What was that about? Romance? Ask a little risque question? Like, what is going on? She is not feeling him at the moment. It's like, what is going on? Okay, now she's feeling him. Apologize in bed? What are you doing, Salem? I hope you're using some, like, you're wrapping it, because look at you here, you're a mess. Like, you don't need no more children, no more, like, no protection was used. I guess that answers that question. Like, seriously, you didn't... Salem, you're killing me. You're killing me, Salem. Like, you almost getting divorced because of this woman. Then you invite her on vacation. Then you woohoo with her. You burn money, $500. I don't think we're burning money. So he's gonna, like, maybe join the game. Meanwhile, Steven's just like, yeah, I wish I'd stayed at home. That's where Steven's at. He's like, this is no fun. Like, what's going on? Like, why did Dad woohoo with, like, this lady? Why is she here? Like, I've got a mom. Like, Penny is, like, he sees Penny as, like, his mom because he doesn't know who his mom is. So, like, he's like, what is going on? Like, this is nonsense. Yeah, Miss Marshall. This is nonsense. This is nonsense, Miss Marshall. Do you hear me? And she might be like, hey, can Shirley join us on vacation? Like, you're already paying for this cabin. Like, Shirley would love to come and join us. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, Shirley can hop on over. Like, how many people are you gonna have on this vacation, Salem? Like, do you know, like, what are you thinking, Salem? Like, now we got Marshall here. We got, like, Shirley wandering around somewheres. You know? And Shirley doesn't really approve of, like, Salem, she thinks he's immature. And originally that was Marshall's first impression of him, but, like, she thought he was, like, cute too, you know? Salem's realizing he needs to get a tent, obviously for his son. He doesn't want his son witnessing any woohoo. Now's the time to be a responsible parent, Salem. So he's like, I'll just go get a tent. Like, this will be great. Steven can, like, tent, and I'll get some alone time with Marshall, and then I'll go back, and by then Penny will have forgotten, like, everything. Because that is clearly the way he is thinking at the moment. There's some corn. All kinds of fun stuff in here. I want a tent. I want, like, just, like, a nice tent. Like, you know, I'm not gonna get, like, the big one. I'm just gonna get, like, a couple little tents. Like, we'll get one that, like, Shirley can have. So, like, here is Shirley's tent. Here is, you know, because obviously Shirley, there's no bed in here for Shirley, so Steven is gonna go play in the tent. You know, basically he is, he's in the tent. Oh, she wants to become best friends, of course. Of course, because I totally need you as my best friend. Is that really his best friend now? Yeah, they're, like, best friends. She's like, oh, you paid for, like, this vacation for me? Like, I knew that, like, you didn't care about her. Like, kind of thing. Like, seriously, girl, you know he has a girlfriend, and clearly he has kids with her, and you still came on this little vacation with him. Like, what are you thinking? And, you know, maybe he's like... But then again, like, they have, like, a non-exclusive relationship, so, like, she probably didn't expect, you know, because there's no label, like, him to not be seeing other people. Like, Marshall's pretty grounded, so maybe that's what that is. Like, she knows what they are kind of situation. I don't know. I think Salem's something. And Steven is, you know, he's here with his dad. He's like, hey, Dad, can we play cards? I think it'll be fun. And his dad's like, yeah, sure. Meanwhile, I think Penny is coming to the realization that Salem is just not who he made himself out to be. He's not faithful. He's not, like... He cheated out of pure boredom, and I don't think she thinks that's really that forgivable. I think she wants to try and work it out, but I think she is going to ask Salem to sever ties with Marshall. Like, that needs to be done in her eyes if they are going to move forward. Like, she's gonna be like, you need to stop seeing her, you need to, you know, this can't be happening no more, Salem. And that's where I think they're at, but let me know what you think. Let me know, do you think they're headed for permanent separation? Do you think she's gonna ask him to sever ties? Like, they're just right now taking space from each other. Mind you, she came home and Steven wasn't home. She's kind of, you know, she thinks he's at school, you know, she's gonna send a text to Salem, you know, kind of voicing her feelings. It's her and her baby, you know, her and her little baby. She is just so cute. But seriously, Marshall, like, completely blew up their relationship. And, well, actually, technically Salem did, all on his own, you know? Because he had control over what he did. Like, I feel like Penny should be mad at Salem because he was the one that was supposed to be committed to her. So, like, I feel feel like she should be mad at Salem and whatnot, because, you know, Salem, they were exclusive, or so Penny thought. But I will see you guys all tomorrow, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Bye, everyone.